Namaste, namaste, everybody, and hello to our light workers that are on Facebook. Many of you will be seeing this now on Facebook Live, but also the majority of the people are going to see this on their feed later on. And if you do, know that the Anchoring Light transmission meditation has been going on for 15 years, every Monday without fail. Yep, every single Monday without fail, going 16 years, every Monday without fail. And there's a reason why we all do show up. We are consciously aware that we work with the Ascended Masters. We work with most radiant ones. We are part of a much larger, broader, grander family of light, what we call the Amishadai in Hebrew, and on many different levels, many different expressions of the divine. And in the end of the day, it's all one. It is all one. So as we grow into our awareness and into our consciousness as to who we truly are, we begin to understand that we are so much more beyond a little physical, mental, emotional body we have into a physical world. There's just so much exploration to do. So, one of the things that, first of all, if you're seeing this for the first time, know that everybody is invited to be a part of the Anchoring Light. Really, what it is, we do serve. That's the primary, is to anchor light to the planet, and this is one of the ways that we do that. And again, we work very aware that we work on a multidimensional level. So we are, you could say, the boots on the ground, the physical, mental, emotional bodies, but we have many different higher densities of frequencies of light that work with us. But we play a really important role because we are closest to the earth in frequency, and they need some kind of an antenna, to bring the resonant field in. Guess what? We're it. Like looking. Oh, here's a group of light workers. We can get this in. Looking. Oh, here goes another one. And then can you imagine it gets bigger and larger and more? Oh my gosh, we'll just be flooding in with the higher, what they call the Ein Sof, or the limitless light, and all of its degradation coming to our little planet. We are the catalyst to bring that in. And that is why it's so important for us to show up. The Ascendant Masters always say, thank you for showing up. From the very, very beginning, when all of this started for me, came in so clear. Thank you for showing up, because guess what? We are in a world of choice. We are in a world of duality, actually. And so we can absolutely make choices here. We don't have to do anything. We don't want to. But who's going to say no to this? I don't know anybody. I mean, what? What do you mean no? Of course you got to do it. But guess what? As you walk this path, as you go on, and I want to have really share this because I feel there's a lot of people that want to hear this. And it doesn't get necessarily easier later. Every now and again, everybody has their doubts. Everybody feels like, is this really real? They start doubting themselves. I just want to tell you that this is where you keep on moving on. Even in those times when you start questioning yourselves, like, I think I'm not crazy. But then you could be other people say, hey, there's others like, you know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh, there's actually a tribe. There's always going to be something. You may not get to that level of having validation. You're walking around and the people in your environment are like, we don't know what you're talking about. Okay, but you could stop right there. And there's some people who have like, okay, you know what? I'm backing off of this. But the choice is that even when you don't understand or know completely, to make known the unknown is part of what we're supposed to do as light workers. That even in those challenging times, we question ourselves. And just the other day, I was just mentioning here, yesterday, Sunday, which I thought was like a week ago, but it was just yesterday. Okay, I was just thinking of the things I had to do, which was quite a bit to do yesterday, Sunday, in addition to what I did all last week, which was multitasking to beyond the 12th power. And I just laid in bed and I said, wow, how am I doing this? Is this really real? I just started saying is I got to do, but guess what? I got the most beautiful lime green color come right in which of lime green is very soothing. I also know the connection to the lime green, and what formed out of that was a heart. That's what came. And you know what? All I could do was smile in my bed and say, okay, let me get up and start this day. And you know what? I had a wonderful time yesterday. And sometimes when you're tired and you just go ahead and you say, you know, I'm going to do this extra effort. Okay, I'm going to make this extra effort, this extra sacrifice. Okay, then the reward is so profound. You know, you find that, first of all, you feel better, your heart opens up. You don't know what kind of divine synchronicities take place. I mean, if you had not made that choice, the timeline could go a completely different way. And we are looking to raise the vibration of the planet. So, and best as you could, you know, of course, if somebody says, I need to rest, guess what? You need to rest. Okay. You have to maintain that balance. That's so important. But sometimes a little extra effort to say, I can do this out of kindness, out of support, out of helpfulness. And you have that energy to do it, or that spark that you can do it, do it. Do it, because the smallest of choices that are supportive in any kind of way, I'm telling you, it ripples throughout the cosmos. There are so many people that say, oh, what can I do? You know, look what's going on. What do I do? That's the biggest secret, is that we have so much powers that we don't know that we have it. And that's what all the great avatars of light have come in and say, hey, you're not this physical body. You come from a very high aeon. You hold the similitude of the divine. But we have come into this world of forgetfulness. We've come into this world where we don't remember. Our cosmic memory is not there. But guess what? The cosmic memory, as you make known the unknown, that cosmic memory begins to come back. That sensing and feeling and knowing begins to come back. The things in your life and the divine synchronicities are going to lead you to the right people at the right time with the right situation to move that forward, whether you can completely understand it or not. And guess what? There's a certain part, Thoth, which is the Egyptian god, the Ibis. Okay, he was the writer. Okay, he wrote the Emerald Tablets. He says there's a point of the unknowable. Okay, so if you think you're going to know everything, I have news for you. It's going to be a constant making known the unknown, making known the unknown. All right, making known. So you look at it as an adventure. And this is where you get beyond the fear. How you get beyond the fear. And this was a blessing that came to me many, many moons ago when I read the book, The Celestine Prophecy. I was going through a very challenging time. Something came out of left field. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't prepared. At that time, I thought, you know, I was at an age like, oh my gosh, how could this happen? Which now I look back like, that's nothing. That was nothing. But at the time, I was so gripped into where I was in my life, and things had changed and didn't go the way I thought. And I was like in fear. How do I do this? How do I move forward? And the Celestine Prophet was a wonderful book that said, look, why would you look at life as an adventure? If you go on a vacation, okay, so I'm going to go on this vacation. You haven't been there before, but your anticipation is that this is a discovery. This is an adventure. If you look at your life as an adventure, like, gee, I guess what's going to happen today? Wow, if I make this move, the fear dissipates. And so what I want to say to everybody, and I'm getting such chills. I'm getting such chills right now. This is the message. Look at your life as a spiritual adventure. A spiritual, when you look at it that way, your anticipation is not fear, like, oh, I'm scared or what. No, you're like, wow, I wonder what magnificence, what new information, what guidance I'm going to have, what great experience I have. That's the approach to take it. And guess what? When we intend it that way and we show up, it 100% happens, and beyond what we could even conceive. The blessings and the grace are just boundless. And then the next thing you know, you live a fearless life and you stay in joy. Easy to smile, easy to look forward. And those things that would maybe shake up people or have them in fear, you're like, moving on. moving on. So everybody's experience, I tell you, it is worth it. And then it becomes a habit. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make that. I wonder what's gonna happen now. Hey, I'm ready. Come on, bring it on. Okay, it is an adventure and a joy, and we are blessed. So that is the message that I want to get across to everybody that says, keep moving on. In those times of doubt, and those times where we all get down a little bit like that, but you don't stay down. You just say, hey, divine intervention, let me breathe, let me rest, let me get back in balance, and then let me get up and move forward to make known the unknown. The blessings are profound. And with that, our beautiful Facebook Live family of light, this is Barbara Sharon here saying namaste, and I will see you next time.